Hello everybody, my name is Michael Capolino. I'm from Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I'm 38 years old. I have been working on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for almost 20 years now. September 3rd will be 20 years. My birthday is actually 9/11/73, so 9/11 is significant for me, being on that day. But I'm here to answer some questions, so feel free.
Tell me a little bit about your childhood, some stories you maybe grew up with the guys at Psy.
Well, first of all, the reason why I am on Wall Street right now is because of a person that's going to be with me here, hopefully doing the show, is Eddie Curran. He's older than I am, but we all grew up in the same neighborhood, little, town, little neighborhood of Williamsburg, little section. Our families knew each other. I'm 38. He's got to be about maybe 7, 8 years older than I am. He was on Wall Street, obviously, long before me. And he got me my shot down there. I was working at the local butcher as a delivery boy / meat guy. And I got a phone call from my friend Eddie saying that there's an opening down on Wall Street on the floor of the stock exchange. I told him no. He said, hey, stupid, get on the fucking floor. I'm picking you up tomorrow morning, put on your fucking slacks, and you're coming to work. I said, okay. Not thinking much about it. So my first experience on the floor was, you hear seat on the stock exchange. Everybody sat down. I get there, there's people fucking running around, tickets flying, people screaming, yelling. I said, what the fuck am I doing here? I was 19 years old. Needless to say, I got hired on the spot. And the rest is, well, not history, but I don't want to get too far into it because I don't want to ruin the show.
Exactly.
Okay?
Well, tell me, how was it growing up financially? Did you have
Well, I grew up with both my parents, My father worked, he lost his job at an early age, his business went under. My mother had to go to work, she was working in the school as a school aide. That's why right out of high school I started, I always worked. I've been working since I'm 11 years old. I worked in card shops and mainly the butcher. I started as a delivery boy. I was like 11 years old, 12 years old. So I started on Wall Street. So, it was hard. Basically, my parents got separated. So I was living with my mother and my sister, trying to help out in the house, And then I got my shot, and I took advantage of it. I did good.
That's good.
A kid from Brooklyn. I always hear that story, you don't go to college. I don't have a college education.
Of course.
I don't have any of my licenses except for my broker's license to trade on the floor. No Series 7, nothing like that. But it's all about customer relations, how to speak to people, how to get the job done. That's what people want. That's what I give them, and that's why I'm still here for 20 years.
And that's what you got from the streets, right?
That's right.
Give me a good story about your dealings with the market. Maybe a happy, customer, or something crazy that happened to you on the floor.
Well, there's a lot, but for one, we all get orders. Who gets a certain amount of orders? It could be 100,000, 200,000. The biggest order I think anybody's seen down is maybe 1 million, 2 million shares. One day, my customer, I deal in Latin America, by the way. All of Latin America. Brazil, China, all of it. Latam, all foreign equities. So we had a customer call down and he wanted to cross 10 million shares of a stock, a Brazilian stock. So that was big for me. I was like, I walk into a crowd, I was, a nobody. Okay, go cross 10 million shares. You got to buy side, sell side, you got to go there. I had a crowd around me. Everybody waiting for this print to go on. Put the trade on. Everybody's high-fiving me, patting me on the back. So that was like a big thing for me. Like a stepping stone. First, let me go back a minute. I started on the phones as a clerk. Then they give you a seat. So, getting a seat is a very, very big honor down there.
Right.
Nobody gets a seat. It's an exclusive club. One of the most exclusive clubs in the world. So, and I got my shot and I took advantage of it. I'm still there.
That's a great story. Yeah, absolutely. In your opinion, what's the toughest thing about being a trader?
Well, the toughest thing right now is the transition that we're having as far as, we have to compete with computers, basically. You know, they're taking over the world,
Right.
and in the financial markets. So how do you compete with a computer? You keep up customer relations. That's where the entertainment factor comes in. My guys want to use me, not only because I'm good, they like to be able to sit across somebody that they can talk to about their stocks, that they can talk to about the future of their stocks, their company, my company, where I'm at, what we're all looking at. You know, what do you think of this stock? You know, I did this today. What do you think about tomorrow? You can't do that with a computer. Everything is just, you hit a fucking button.
Right.
So you know what? They don't want to hear it. Okay? Most of them are instructed to, but a lot of them do not want to do it. It's just the way it is.
Right.
You have to keep up relations with your customers. Know your customer. Know your customer.
And what motivates you to pursue with your career? Is it the thrill, the rush of the market, or is it taking care of your family?
Honestly, it's all of the above.
Okay.
Everything you just said. Especially taking care of the family. You know, I'm married, I got 3 kids. I didn't mention that earlier, by the way. I'm sorry if my wife ever sees this. I have 3 little boys, 7, 10, and 3. 10, 7, and 3. 9, 7, and 3. They'll all be a year older this year, but, you know, again, you gotta hustle. It's always a hustle.
Right.
I don't care what type of education you have. It's a hustle. In this business, you have to go and get it. It's not gonna come to you. That's it.
Good. Absolutely. And in 20 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Jeez. Hopefully not here doing this interview with the kids. But anyway, how do I see myself in 20 years? Hopefully retired, watching over my kids, their kids, if they want that. But maybe travel a little bit, retire, buy a boat, just live on a friggin' boat. I don't know. All I know is I don't want to be working in 20 years, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll hit it right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any closing comments?
Let's get this thing going. We have magic to work. All right? Let's
go. A lot of characters.
Let's go, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Cap.
You got it, brother.
All right.